y'all were on, you remember that? Someone actually asked me for the recording. They're like, I'm so sad I didn't get to get on. Did you record it? And I was like, oh, funny thing there. No, I did not. So that was funny. Anyways, I wanted to go over the topic of failure today. It's a very common topic, but it's also very common in just like what we do and just common in life in general. And I think that if you're anything like me, you are so hard on yourself that sometimes you're just like, get your crap together. Like, why are you being this mean to yourself? Like, this doesn't even make sense. And so I have these thoughts that come through my head very consistently. And I'm like, okay, at the end of the day, get over yourself. You failed, get back up, get back on your horse, and be able to help other people through their failures. So this one was really good today. It says, I uphold all of those who fall and lift up all who are bowed down. Sometimes you and I are the only ones who know you have fallen. It's tempting at such times to gloss over what you have done or failed to do. You may not be overwhelmed by feelings of shame, but you feel restless and unsettled, mildly guilty. Even at times like this, I continue to love you perfectly. Sometimes I display my love for you in unexpected ways, humbling and delighting you simultaneously. This deepens your awareness of your sin, intensifying your desire to confess and draw near to me. As you settle into your rightful position, my redeemed one, your restlessness yields to calmness. This is how I lift you up when you've stumbled. Remember that I can make all things, including your failures, work together for good. Because you love me and are called according to my purpose, realizing how much I cherish you, even when you're not living well, deepens your relationship with me. It also helps you relax and rejoice in my steadfast love. So that's obviously just a beautiful reminder in itself that when you fail and when you feel like you're failing consistently, sometimes it's only you and God that know. And I know for me personally, how many times have you stayed up at night thinking about the things that you've regretted or thinking about the things that genuinely make you cringe? I saw a TikTok the other day and it was really funny. It was like when your mind tries to go back to the memories of you like doing a certain thing and you instantly just cringe. And I was like, I can feel that. Like all the times that I've failed in the past, all the things that I've done things in the past that obviously have not honored God or honored even myself. I've cringed at those times, but also sometimes it's just me and God in the room and only He knows what I've done or He knows like what type of failures that I've had. And so I'm really hard on myself. So then I start to overthink things and I'm like, God, why am I like this? Why am I this human? Like, why can't I change drastically like other people can? Like, and then I start asking all these questions. But he says, remember that I can make all things, including your failures, work together for your good because you love me and are called according to my purpose. So keep that in mind. And then this one says, it's called problem solving. And it says, author George Matthew Adams stated, what you think means more than anything else in your life, more than what you earn, more than where you live, more than your social position, and more than what anyone else may think about you. Every problem introduces you to yourself. It shows you how to think and what you're made of. When you come face to face with a problem, how do you react? Do you ignore it and hope it will go away? Do you feel powerless to solve it? Have you had such a bad experience trying to solve problems in the past that you've just given up? Or do you tackle them willingly? The ability to solve problems effectively comes from experience facing and overcoming obstacles. Each time you solve another problem, you get a little better at the process. But if you can never try, fail, and try again, you'll never be good at it. And then it says, be willing to tackle a difficult problem today, even if it means you're likely to fail. So something that I want to point out is what this one says. It says every problem introduces you to yourself. It shows you how you think and what you're made of. And we all know that God does not sit here and put problems in our life just to make our life hectic. And that's something that's such a good reminder in itself, that if you have got yourself falling in the past and failing and you feel like you can't get out of it, that's kind of something like, it can be a journal prompt, it can be a question that you have for yourself. When's the last time that you failed in your life and how did you think about it? This would actually take me some time to think about. I fail all the time, but that's kind of the instances I failed so many times that I'm like, oh, which one should I pick from? But that's like something that I need to journal about and see, okay, how did I handle it? Because I would like to think the old me, if me and a friend were talking, we're like, the person we were 6 years ago or 5 years ago or even a year ago is not the same person you are today. And I can bet you that's because of all the failures, all the things that you've learned along the way. How many times have you tried to hit a promotion and haven't made it? How many times have you tried to get a pay raise and haven't had it? How many times have you tried to I don't know, change your family's life by getting a house and didn't get that house. Or there's just so many different scenarios that you can have happen. But ask yourself, okay, did that kill me? Did it break me? Or did that make me a stronger person? Almost all of you, actually all of you, I'm just going to speak over it, is it made you a stronger person because you're still alive today. You're still here. You woke up and you're blessed today. And so you can kind of gain that perspective from all your failures. And especially when other people come into your life and they feel like they're failing. I know a lot of people join this business, and the first thought that they have is, what if I fail? And that's like the first number one question that I get asked when I talk to people. And today I want you to kind of challenge yourself too. If you catch yourself saying, what if I fail? Or you catch yourself not going forward in something because you're like, I might fail. For me, for instance, I am terrified to hit this promotion, but excited at the same time. I'm very terrified that if I literally give it my all, that it won't happen. And there's a lot of other things that go hand in hand with that, like with the house that we're trying to buy at this point. We're trying to get this process down and we don't quite have it yet. That's fine. But I'm also afraid, okay, what if we do this whole process again and it fails again? Like, and so these are the thoughts, the reoccurring thoughts that go through my head, but not just like business related, but life related. And I think that's so important that we teach people within our life to go after it no matter what, because failures are going to make you into the person that you are today. And actually, I just read something before this and it said, most people envy the success of a person, but won't actually envy the like process they went through. You don't know the backstory. And it was like asking a person, what is in a hot dog while you're eating it, don't do it. Because then you won't want to do it. Asking a person how they got successful and you want to become them, and then when they tell you the whole process of it, you're like, oh, that doesn't really sound like fun. I don't really want all those failures, because you don't want to take that chance. And you not taking that chance in your life is not going to serve God. And God's told you time and time again, like, I do believe that each of you guys are here for a purpose. I don't think that that is anything that's hidden. I think that that's something that should be known very, very frequently, is that you are here for a purpose and you're here to be a servant to others and be helpful to others, whether you feel like it or not, whether you feel like your whole life is just a crap show right now and you really can't serve others. I promise you, your life being a crap show and your attitude coming out of that is going to change someone else's perspective. I can tell you on so many instances where something has happened in my life and I turned it around for the better. For most parts of my life, I've been able to come out with a positive attitude. There are some things that I don't quite understand, but I'm not negative towards it. I'm just like, either I try to avoid it, like, for instance, the whole mom situation, I've been praying for my mom for about 12 years now. And things have changed a little bit time over time, but it has been very, very slow. And that's one area that I get very frustrated in. And I have to come to peace with that. And I have to just be like, okay, God, what are you teaching me in this moment? And there's so many different scenarios in my life, but I can talk about failure all day. And something I like is that it says it's tempting at such times to gloss over what you have done or failed to do. You may have not be overwhelmed by feelings of shame, but you feel restless and unsettled, mildly guilty. Okay, so we talked about past the other day and about how living in your past doesn't serve you. And I want you to think about the things that you've done in the past and ask yourself, are those some of the things that are making you feel guilty today? Are those some of the things that are making you feel like you are unworthy today? Because if so, you are not the same person you were a year ago. You are not the same person that you were 5 years ago. You are not the same person that you were even probably a month ago. You at least learned one new thing. You know, it's an actual true saying that people learn something new every single day, whether it's something like super, super minor or whether it's something big. You normally learn something new every single day. So you're not the same person that you were even a month ago. I know I'm not. You change perspectives all the time. And so when you're going through something like a midlife crisis, or you're going through something where you're having a leader shift or a team shift, or you're going to, have a life shift where you're going through a marital situation, or there's so many different scenarios that you can have this account to during your life. But I think it's so important for us to gain a positive perspective when we are going through things. And you need to ask yourself, okay, what is God teaching me through this moment, and who or how can I help? What attitude can I walk away with this day? And I can always relate this to the business just because I have been in so long, and I feel like this business has become genuinely a part of my life. And so there's been so many times where I've not hit the goal that I've wanted to. Like, honestly, more times than the times that I've hit the goals, if we're being honest. The failures have added up way more than the little successes of me promoting or me getting the paycheck raise or me getting the team members that I want. The failures have been a billion. What am I trying to say? The good things that have happened, every single day something great happens out of my failures. And so it's kind of like I could gain a perspective of saying, I could be really negative and say, I haven't hit my goals. I haven't hit my goals yet this year. I have not done this. I have not done this. And I could have quit. I could have put in the towel a very, very long time ago. I'm not even joking. There's been times that I've thought about it. I'm like, Macy, why are you still in this? Like, why are you still doing this? Why do you even believe this is going to happen? Because I have belief. I have positivity on my side. So like I have hope, and people without hope are people that are often not meant to, but they're often led to just complete failure. Have you met those people that don't have hope? They're very miserable. They're very not happy. They're very negative, and they're very not cool to be around. And so you don't want to be that person. And so anytime that you go through a failure in life, ask yourself, how am I going to perceive this today? And honestly, put it in a perspective of, I've told y'all this a million times and I'll repeat it again, but for the past couple of weeks, I've been in such a state of gratitude, and it's been so joyful, and it's been so just like uplifting. Like Dallas got home last night, and because he was out of town all weekend, and that was something that I would have probably never like thought about in the past, just being like, oh great, you're home. But instead I'm like, God, thank you so much for getting Dallas home safely to bring him home to me. Like, thank you so, so much. And I just keep saying in every single state of gratitude, thank you. I had a distributor go off on me the other day. And she was basically telling me that like I was a scam and all these good things. And just, she was whatever. She was out of her place, but it's fine. And through that whole time, I was angry. Because I mean, I'm a human. I get angry. But after the fact, I said, God, thank you for protecting my heart, and thank you for protecting my team. I did not need her on my team. Don't know the reasoning why, because I thought she was going to be absolutely incredible. I thought she was going to be amazing. I felt so good about her. And she left. So that was a perspective that I had to gain really quickly. And so I keep telling myself, like, no matter what I go through, I know that it's going to be it's going to be something great for someone else. And it's going to be a perspective that I can get that maybe someone else couldn't get. I know that I'm not going to have the same perspective as my mom. I have a very positive perspective, and she has a very negative one. So when I see something positive, I see it, or I say it, and then she's like, thank you for seeing that way. I would have never thought of that. I texted her this weekend a sermon, and she was like, wow, I would have never thought to listen to this. Thank you. Like, so just doing tiny little things like that towards people that have a negative view on things, or that don't quite have the hope that you do, is going to change the game. So look at your failures as something that's such a blessing, and you're going to turn into the person that you are because of your failures. You're going to turn into the person you are because of your successes, but more because of your failures, because it teaches you grit, teaches you hope, it teaches you to have faith and patience, and through all those things that God tells you to have, perseverance. There's a scripture, and I'm going to butcher this, so I'm not even going to try to do it, but it says through yeah, see, I don't even know it. It's a long one. It's something like through perseverance you gain strength, and that's not even the word. I don't know. I'll find it. Maybe I'll show it to y'all, but I am going to butcher that because it's very long, but it's really good. It's like persistence, strength, overcoming, blah, blah, blah. So it's really good, but just know that those are the things that build you into the character that you are today. And since Morgan hopped on, I can always use her as an example. She's not where she's at today because of successes, yes, but the failures have led up to her success. And so you have to use that as an example through anything. So if you want people to look at an example for anytime something happens where we fail, we don't look at it as like, my life sucks. We're like, okay, this does suck, but how am I going to get through it? And I promise you that changes the game for everything that you do in life. And it changes the game for your team, because when they see you look like that, because when someone freaks out and texts me about something that they're freaking out about, I'm like, oh, I went through that 2 years ago. Easy. Now, but during that time, I felt like I was going to end. Like I literally thought my business or my life was going to end. And now when they text me freaking out, I'm just like, we're fine. Yeah, just do this. We're good. We're good. And so I will always remain calm in order for them to see that, okay, if she made it through, I can get it through too. So I just thought that was good. And if you don't have a mentor in your life, a positive mentor in your life, that's going to change the game too. Because if you are constantly surrounding yourself with people who are negative and who think of failures as just like complete failures, then it's not going to help you gain that positive perspective like you want. So definitely surround yourself with people who are going to allow you to see okay, this is a great day. I just made it through a trial. I'm good. So I really challenge you to maybe journal it out or maybe just think about it. I'm going to do that after this and think about the times that I felt like I was not going to make it through. And then God got me through it. And I could think of a million instances or a failure that really actually helped me become a better person. I can think of one right now, and then I'll stop talking. Then we can write down prayer requests. When I went diamond in this business, I went diamond, and within like 4 months, I lost it for a full year, got it back for like 2 months, lost it again, got it back again for like a month, lost it again. And so my journey is not going to look the same, but I know during that time why I lost it and got it so many times is because I was not the human that deserved that type of promotion because my heart wasn't there. And now that I look back at it, I'm like, God, thank you so much. I struggled so freaking much, but I just want to say thank you because that would have never taught me anything if I would have just kept going through the ranks like it was easy. And so it teaches me to have, like, obviously patience with everything and to just trust God's timing, but also know if I'm praying for something and I don't receive it right then, chances are it's because God knows that I'm not prepared for it and he's trying to equip me for it. So that's also another thing that you can think of failures. If you felt something today, just kind of trust the process, that knowing that maybe God knows that your heart isn't prepared for it and he knows that you couldn't take on the burdens with it. And so looking at that with the failure and just being like, that's such a great perspective. And that's how I look at failures when things happen. And just like the house, like God knows I wasn't prepared for that. So like he's not going to provide me with the house that I thought I was going to get. And that's okay. I'm not mad. I'm not sad. I'm not angry about it. I'm just hopeful. And so that's what you need to be today. So hopefully that helps give perspective on someone. I did this like 5 minutes before we got on, so I don't know how the quality of this, because I had to host the power hour this morning and I woke up like literally 15 minutes before that. So hopefully this was good. I'm going to stop recording.